I have a complicated relationship with Salem. It has been the source of my greatest joys, well, as happy as someone like me can be in modern nights. I have been broken down and rebuilt and turned into something else, but I'm starting to think that's not really the city's fault. Maybe I just didn't try hard enough to hold on to myself. And maybe there are things I'll never get back. If everyone at the start of the night could make a hunger check for me.
Success. Success.
Eleanor?
Fail. Oof.
You both get a little hungrier. Eleanor, you awake to a strict presence in the back of your mind. Tonight is the night. How much longer will you be a student? How long must you keep me at bay? You must respond to me sometime. And Felix, you can't go on like this, Dad. Just one or two. Like, who's gonna miss them? You can't fail again. How does tonight begin?
Same as every night, Pinky.
Well,
We tried to take over the world.
No.
No,
Well, Lily and I are supposed to go take a picture. So I gotta go out and I gotta make sure she's got a helmet. Because if we're gonna take a little trip up there on my bike, I can't have my passenger not have a
Yes.
helmet.
And you have been recently financed by Devereaux Industries to buy
Said
helmet.
Yep.
Well, Lily would probably stay upstairs in that guest bedroom until she was called upon. After how it ended last night.
You had to end
Very.
things rather abruptly last night. You were very busy. But the nameless message weighs heavily on your mind, and you never got you don't know how to begin. What picture were you taking?
We were gonna take. Well, my plan was to take her up to like this really scenic spot in like the national park. It's a spot I go to once a year. I guess this year it's twice a year. But it's to take a picture so I can prove to the cops, hey, we're friends. Can I please have my friend's stuff?
Yeah, we're staging a phony, like, oh, my friend wants her stuff back, but here's proof that it's her stuff. Because I'm in this picture with her.
The picture
Kind of a
itself
thing.
is done pretty well. Like you get like a nice selfie with girl with helmet on, but you can sense that something's wrong with Lily.
Oh, yeah. I very, very hesitant to get on that motorcycle and was very quiet the whole time, but you probably if you weren't undead and a little stronger than the normal person, it would have like some. If you were a human, she might have accidentally crushed your like chest in, like broken some ribs at least.
Probably.
So maybe you do feel a little bruised, considering
I will say, like, I would not, like, first time on a motorcycle, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna be my normal speed demon self. I will obey the speed limit, maybe even drive a little under.
She still has you in a death grip.
Fine. Kind of anticipating that. But yeah, so like I might take a couple, like one like as we get up there, and then I want at least one where both of our faces are in the picture.
You get the evidence that you think it will pass.
Okay.
You get a few different pictures
Sweet.
together, one in front of the park, a couple in the city, one on the motorcycle. Where do you go when they are complete?
I will probably drop her off back at Eleanor's shop.
Okay.
And do a quick change of just like my shirt. So they at least look different from the picture.
Are you all meeting up at Eleanor's shop before anything happens? Or no?
I imagine we would.
I'm kind of on. I'm staying in the shop. I'll probably be just like reading one of the books and just kind of keeping to myself.
I would, knowing that this is like something that Donovan's gonna try to work on, that we're trusting him to sort of figure out, I'm gonna use a little bit of that window of time to maybe go find some stomping grounds that could use some attention from the Wraith, and maybe satiate a single bit of hunger.
There is, in particular, one that you've had your eye on for quite some time. An up-and-coming executive in a recent tech industry. A startup. But one who has been known to defraud his employees. What do you do with him? He is a mortal, so actually rolling doesn't matter for this.
I think just the normal MO for the Wraith. If I imagine that I have found him wandering, do the quote unquote spooky shit, and you know, do the La Sombra shadow cloak maneuvers to, you know, make things appear and disappear, and then, you know, right when I sense that there's a bit of paranoia in the air,
you stalk your prey like a master hunter. The shadows bend to your will, and the man is terrified. He releases a soundless scream as your fangs sink into his neck. How much do you take?
just enough to satiate one stint of hunger, no more.
He appears more drained than you think he would be due to the fear. He passes out, looks dead on at nothing, shuddering to himself, afraid. Perhaps he'll think twice about how good of a person he is in his day-to-day.
And then stalk away. And then just hit my little pager, get picked up by my driver, and then onwards to the Raven's Quill. You know, pocket squared it. Make sure I'm presentable. But then, meeting up with my coterie companions.
So you all arrive at the Raven's Quill. What do you do?
Well, my first immediate thing was like, so how was it? First time on a motorcycle.
Is this right after we get back, or
Oh,
have
yeah.
you dropped me off? Okay. It was right back was a bit better than the first time. It was okay. Definitely feel very exposed, not having like a seatbelt or anything, but
Not your speed.
I'm not used to it, not knocking what you. I can see the appeal, but it's.
I got it.
Yeah. Thank you. That spot was beautiful. I don't really spend a lot of time, if any, at the park.
Yeah, I don't spend much time there either, given my first experience there, but it's a nice little quiet place.
Yeah. After what we discussed the other night, I'm surprised that that's where you took me. I was honestly thinking that also I think kind of made me a little weary.
No, that's, I know, I have an idea of where they hang out, so I pardon the pun, but we took the scenic route to get to the scenic spot.
Thank you. It was nice to get some, even though we don't need it, I guess. It was nice to get some fresh air.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm gonna go
Up in a place not too fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fix my hair.
Or
She's just a little awkward, and she's gonna go up and go to the bathroom and before coming back.
I'll wait for like Felix just because I want to like make sure I check in with everybody, and make sure I'm solid on this plan that we have.
Then walk in. So we get the goods.
See for yourself, and I show him the pictures we took.
Ah, very nice. Yep,
All right.
works for me. All right. Well, okay. So I think if there's any, I think with the story that we need to make sure that we're all straight with the cops, right? Is one that do we want to say that our friend Lily is incapacitated in some sort of way, like maybe she's in the hospital from the attack and we just want to grab her stuff, that's why she's not there with you? Or do you want to send her with you? Or I mean, because it would make, I think there'd be less questions asked if she wasn't there, because I don't want them to be like, oh, you're officially a missing person, let's bring you in, and any of that.
Yeah, my only worry is that if I say, oh yeah, she's at the hospital, they're gonna be like, oh, which one? And they're gonna want to like talk to her. I can get around that, be like, hey, it's really touch and go. 1 minute, nurses are saying, oh yeah, she's fine, she'll make a full recovery. 30 seconds later, she's coding. Like,
well, I was gonna say, to that extent, maybe you could put mine or Eleanor's phone in your phone as St. Joseph's Hospital and call us, and if we get a phone call while you're gone, we'll know that you need us to be someone on the floor.
okay. Yeah. FedEx, you mind taking that?
Yeah.
All right.
Another suggestion
and I'm gonna
is
change.
picking it up to give it to her.
Say that one more time.
Another suggestion would be you're picking it up for her grandmother, her grandparents.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah. Well, if you call me, it's the hospital. If you call Eleanor, it's the grandma.
All right.
I know I'm actually technically a grandmother, but old enough to be a grandmother, but still.
Okay. Okay.
That was my next question.
No.
You don't look a day over dead.
Ew. Fine.
Okay. All right, but you also say you have a contact anyway. That might be redundant, right? That we don't need.
Yeah, I can't. There's no promises.
Sure.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe my contact is there, and all of this is moot because I can, work something out. So,
is your and Lily's like she had come back from downstairs and was just kind of listening by the stairway. You said you have a connection with the police?
I know one of the detectives in Salem. Actually, wait, no, I don't think she's a detective yet. I know somebody who works for Salem PD.
If you're playing the part of being a good friend of mine, then you should probably know, in case they recognize my name, that my mom is a well-known name at the police department, so
Oh shit.
in case that comes up, I don't want you to get caught in a, oh, you don't really know her kind of deal.
Okay.
Not known for good things. Just
I'm gonna be honest, that's most of Salem PD. That, I cannot tell you how little that narrows it down.
I mean, she's in and out a bit.
Oh.
So,
Well.
hopefully your detective has never had to deal with. But just in case, I don't want you to get caught in a, so and so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I figured y'all met this semester at school, so maybe Don doesn't know about any of that yet.
Yeah. I mean, Lily, no offense. Like, I know I look like someone who maybe deals a lot with the cops. I really try not to.
Okay. It's me giving too much information. I guess I don't know.
No, it's better info for me to have just in case it comes up. I can at least,
You'll be better prepared.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's just more ammo for me, really.
I don't like lying. This sounds bad. I'm glad I'm not going with you because. Yeah.
Oh, trust me, it's for the best because if I walk up with you and they match your name to the missing persons or whatever, I guarantee you, whatever I have to say, they don't care. They're gonna whisk you away to some holding cell for questioning. So I can promise you that it's for the best that you're not going with me.
Thanks for this.
So yeah, but just so yeah, what was your mom's name? Just again, so I have it, so I'm prepared.
Hannah
Harper. Okay. Can do. Alright, I guess I'm going to the fucking precinct a block away
Good luck.
to go get her stuff.
Have fun.
Like buries her head in a book. Just.
Begin your walk. pictures in hand. The station is actually, I'd say one of the bigger ones, but it's not like a huge station, but it definitely has like a lab attached to it. Ease of access for Salem PD. The inside is really clinical. Like they're trying to shine a light on your own secrets using terrible grocery store lights. It's rather busy. You see a bunch of cops in and out. Before you enter, is there anything you want to do?
No, just take a look. Like, mentally prepare myself for like a second. And then just like kind of take just a glance inside, see if I see my quote unquote my cop.
You see her. She's at towards the
Now
front
the
where like one of the
bitch.
receptionists would be. And you see her
Yeah.
looking through a file, talking to someone, like comparing notes on the computer.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go in. Just neutral, not trying to like do a big smile, not trying to look super shady. Just I'm walking in for an appointment.
You enter. There's a couple people in here, like civilians, waiting for someone, or you even see a few in the back in like the bullpen, where some of them are like sitting down and like filling out statements for different detectives. And you open the door, and Addison just like looks up and looks back down, and then stops what she's doing. And she smiles at you.
Well, if this ain't a coincidence.
She grips the shoulder of the poor receptionist who is at the desk. Can I help you?
Well, I certainly hope so. I hear that this
You know
is a
what?
place
You're
I
right.
can-
I'm sorry. You probably want some privacy. 1 second. Hey, George, just go ahead and make sure that lines up to that. I'll be right back. 1 second. Old friend. Hey, buddy. And then she like takes your upper back and takes you to a side room, and then shuts the door and turns on a light. What the fuck are you doing here?
Hey, look, alright. I heard that this was that Salem PD has been working to, like, I have a friend who's one of the people who's missing. I'm hoping to collect her stuff to bring it home to her grandmother.
What, you're a good Samaritan now?
I'm just trying to help out, I guess technically a family member of a friend.
Make a. Charisma or manipulation, your choice.
Okay.
And persuasion. Actually, I'll say manipulation, persuasion. I talked myself into it. The irony.
Manipulation, persuasion? Okay. Pretty good pool for me. 3 successes?
I can't believe you're tied up in the Verdenza shooting. I knew
I'm
if
not!
anyone was going to, it would somehow be you. But somehow I...
Look, I'm not involved, although, seeing as you are here, I was hoping to maybe make an appointment to see, because I am not involved. And as far as I know, none of my associates are. But I do have people who are interested.
Interested in what?
I don't know. I guess my employer had some other people get caught in the crossfire.
God. Fine, let's say I believe this friend grandma sob story. They're gonna need to ID you.
Okay.
You have a legal ID.
pulls out my wallet and my ID.
This won't bounce when I run it through a system.
As far as I know, it shouldn't.
She takes it from you.
Like you've never run my ID before. God.
Yeah, the scanners on cars aren't always up to this. Just shut up and follow my lead.
Alright. Like,
Shit.
I can tell you exactly what I'm looking for and who it belongs to.
I know. 1 second. Hey, George. She like shoves an ID over. And they go through a couple things, and she seems genuinely surprised when your ID proves to be normal. All right. Let me take you back to we keep it in lockup. Come on.
Sense?
She takes you back. You see all manner of like newspaper clippings on the Salem Wraith, like some character, some vigilante who's taken Salem by storm, and PD is having a hard time tracking him down. You see a bunch of different cases that are open, a bunch of different detectives, and you get into this narrow hallway where you see like some doors on the side, different interrogation rooms, and then it opens up again for you to start searching through things in the evidence locker at the very end of the hallway. And you see a woman and a man leave a door. A very professional man and a very beautiful woman, linked in arms.
Wait a second. Okay.
You hear her, "Thank you, detective. It means the world to me that you would help us so." No problem, ma'am. Have a good night, Miss Sinclair. And you see the man and the woman who seems entirely uncaring, you see her come out of the evidence locker with this little vial in her hand. She looks you dead in the eyes and puts it in her pocket. And the man looks at you and holds his gaze as he walks past. And the officer who was helping them starts to leave lockup. Officer Addison. Captain. What do we got here? You see the tag as Leo Blackwood, who you might recognize from a few nights ago. Just a citizen picking up some things from the Rudenza shooting, sir. Well, I'll help him. I got nothing to do. I know you're busy with that case yourself, trying to earn yourself a little promotion. It's really no trouble, sir. No, I insist. Besides, I have one of these higher-ups breathing down my neck about how we need to start expanding our search with some of these victim statements. Friends or family, if you would. So if you wouldn't mind writing down a quick statement, should only take a few minutes, sir. Mr.
I'm Rizzo Donovan.
Mr.
I mean, if you really need me to, I guess I can. I don't know what help I could be.
You're just Miss Addison. Yes, sir. And she just like gives you a little look. Walks away.
I just nod like, it's chill, it's fine.
Why don't you follow me to my interrogation room? Just know a place to sit.
Alright.
He opens the door. It's intimidating. It's just, pretty stereotypical table in the center, couple uncomfortable chairs. He sits down. He passes you a slip of paper. And it's just a... You sense he doesn't actually care if you fill it out or not.
Yeah.
But he shuts the door and he locks it.
I was like, he literally saw me a couple days ago. He knows damn well.
Yeah, no, he does not. And just, he puts his feet up on the table. What do I owe the pleasure?
I am just here to... Exactly what you said. I'm here to collect some items.
Yeah, you are. For that little bastard friend you got of yours, huh? The new blood.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about routines of shooting? Well, shooting.
I know Lily was apparently there. That's it. And it was what we know it actually was.
You ain't found nothing yet. 3 nights and you found nothing.
It's been mostly just trying to get her settled.
Donovan, are you lying?
No! I don't know jack shit!
Then I'm gonna have you make a...
It was mom and dad who went investigating. I was playing bodyguard.
I'm having you make composure persuasion.
Okay. Composure
Yeah.
persuasion? That's the worst dice pool, but okay.
Were you there though? When I thought Eleanor
Word of
did
willpower.
her plant voodoo.
I sure
With
did.
all of us.
Oh, yeah.
present. So
Barnacles.
That wasn't great. That was 2 successes.
Mr. Rizzo. And he takes his feet off the table. I don't want you to think for a second that you are in the clear. Some of the world's rarest kindred get together, and then nights later, shit hits the fan. That ain't no coincidence, if you ask me. And I have got my eye on you.
You are not the first to tell me that, sir. So, by all means.
Here's your little brat's belongings. And he slides to you her wallet and phone.
Appreciate it. Are we done here? Oh, sorry. I think I'm supposed to ask, am I free to go?
For now.
Have a good night. Captain, was it?
Captain.
Alright. Just making sure I get my title straight.
You leave the precinct unimpeded. Addison does not kind of meet your gaze again. She just kind of clocks that you left. And you see Captain Blackwood has a file. A little manila envelope that kind of got misaligned as you were talking when he was starting to get up in your face. And you caught a few names listed under, from a sheet of paper that was labeled as a guest sheet for the monarch.
All right.
They are all suspiciously labeled as with an affiliation, a corporate head, and their affiliated business. These are powerful people. You got Alexander Varelli for Varelli Pharmaceuticals, Daphne Duval for Foam Cosmetics, Milo Graves for Moon Mother Spiritual Supply, Ratshade for Babel Technologies, and Lucan Wolfsbane for Parameter Book Binding and Publishing.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to very casually, very nonchalantly make my way back to the Raven's Quill. And then once I am safely indoors... Holy shit, you guys! First off,
What happened?
Lily.
I assume it went well.
Yeah, I was successful. Here you go. And I give Lily her wallet and her phone, or yeah, her phone.
Gosh, I was worried that oh, thank you, Donovan. Thank you.
But
and I'm
Guess who I fucking saw walking out of the evidence locker?
Ooh.
Fucking that. I still don't know all the fucking higher up people's names, but the fancy dude with the really hot girl that were like glued to each other at the Twilight Assembly.
Oh.
and me dead.
And she like had like a vial of something. I couldn't see what it was. It literally happened like that. But they both like fucking stared me in my eyeballs, and then she put the vial down her shirt. Like it's whatever. Like I don't know what she had, but it was something. And
Right.
they were up to something. Also, I don't know if this means anything, but I tell them all like what I saw on Captain Blackwood's like file. Oh yeah, I guess fucking Leo Blackwood is a captain for Salem PD, so that's good to know, I guess.
That's something.
He fucking outranks my contact, which is going to be a problem.
Yo, Blackwood. Besides the police captain? Is
Is he a rep or is he a baron? Give me.
He's a rep.
He's a rep? Okay, that's what I thought.
Can I
So-
get those?
so the police
names
captain's a vampire.
Of course you can.
Yep.
for my notes, please?
Of course you can.
Should I be asking who isn't at this point?
A vampire?
Any of these? I assume I've heard of these businesses if they're
Oh yeah.
big
Foam
businesses.
Cosmetics is ginormous. Bath bombs, makeup, you name it, they do it.
Gotcha.
Vreli
Who was my-
Pharmaceuticals, standard.
Yeah.
What were you asking?
Milo Graves. What was his thing again?
Milo's
their
thing
thing?
was Moon Mother Spiritual Supply.
As we're scrolling through all of this stuff, I sort of similarly to like an old-timey detective, probably just have like a little notebook that I keep some stuff written in, just so I can get that. And as soon as he's telling Donovan sort of noodling all this, he gets to Babel Technologies, and I what?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like a list. It was like a guest list, I guess.
Did you say the name was Ratshade? Is that a is that like no one knows his real name kind of deal?
Yes, it is
He
very
goes by that?
standard. Abnormal for a person, very standard for a kindred.
Okay. So I'm wondering if, as a human, Lily would know that whoever is in charge of Babel is this or that no one that isn't a kindred would know this name.
This is a problem.
is this a problem? Or I guess,
Lily?
why specifically is this a problem?
Can we look up something on your computer real quick?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And I open it up and
Just for context, you would not know the name Ratshade.
okay, I just would know Babel Technologies, and
Yes,
that's
you
okay.
would
So
know
that
Babel.
Yeah.
Think Apple. Think.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
okay. So I'm not recognizing. But Lily's like, did you say Ratshade?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we're gonna do a type this in, please, and we're gonna just do a general search. I need you to look up the name William Shaw. SHAW.
Okay, thank you. Do you just do a general?
See what you can pull up.
Okay. I'll just do that name. See what comes up on the search engine.
Just gonna sort of turn away and go. You can click the Wikipedia if you want to.
Does he have a Wikipedia? That's the question.
You see a bunch of different things. You see that William Shaw actually has quite a storied life. It chronicles his early startup in Babel Technologies, what it kind of grew into, his wife, and then also the horrible his horrible death on many years ago.
So I'm scrolling through. Are you talking about the one that was one of the? Is it founders of Babel? And
As she's scrolling, I'm gonna say stop. Look at that, and then let her pass like an old picture of Shaw with Alexander Dane, and then be like, "See this guy right here?" And then I'm gonna take off my glasses and ruffle up my hair a little bit. Who does that remind you of? Take your time.
oh, is this your?
Holy shit.
Oh,
That's why this is a problem.
Oh, fuck.
You do notice that William Shaw's body was never found. He was presumed dead, along with his wife and child.
God. When was this? How long ago was this? What was the date?
This is probably what, like 10 close to 10 years ago. Yeah, sure. Yeah. It gets complicated. And
Did say you faked your death, or not faked it, or I'm sorry. That's oh my god.
and then sort of pointing to Alexander Dane, he's not supposed to be here either.
What?
So
Is he? I'm gonna go ahead and look up Alexander Dane, because that wasn't one of the names that.
That was not
were
one of the
listed.
names.
that's
But
not
I'm
one
gonna-
of the things.
But I'm gonna look up and see if he's also like listed as dead or not, or is still actively in Babel.
The Great Dane of Silicon Valley has taken the tech world by storm. After a tragic event that transpired roughly 10 years ago, he has become... he is not seen much of the world, but he does continue to innovate behind closed doors, regularly speaking through AI or writing letters as an editorial for his business. Babel Technologies, which he inherited after his old business partner's gruesome demise. He is lucky to be alive, it says in many of the reports that you find.
Did they say what happened that almost killed him?
Oh, he has, whenever pressed on the subject, you can only find that he says it is too traumatic to relive. He requests privacy for his family.
He was dead?
I'm not really proud of what happened, but I can only assume that something got him into our world and is now coming back to sort of haunt me in some way. Long story short, something happened to me and to my family about 10 years ago, and I took it out on the one person that I assumed sold me under to take what was ours and just make it his. And I guess I didn't do a good enough job, so I finally landed here. He had somehow survived. But I didn't think that I don't know. I always assumed that it was just some sort of puppet, like they were trying to keep the figurehead alive, and there was just a committee or something, using his name to sort of create a figurehead for the company. But I suppose if it's true, he would not be a very happy camper. But I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows about me. I mean, he probably assumes that I'm dead. I haven't shown up to find him. If this is truly him, or if there's someone else involved, maybe I punished the wrong person, and whoever Ratshade is, their alias, is wise to that. Or it could be a fantastic coincidence, but I don't think so.
I doubt it.
You did see pictures next to the guest list. This Ratshade did not appear to resemble the Great Dane.
Okay. Well then, I will listen. I'm like,
It might be some
I
sort of
caught
cover-up.
a glimpse of the picture. Didn't really look like him, but
Okay. Well, it could be.
doesn't mean there's not something going on.
Well,
Because there clearly is. Clearly is.
I mean, I took on a new identity. There's nothing to say that someone stole his old one if he is no longer with us. So, or what does it currently say on Google about what the who is listed currently as CEO of Babel? Is it still Dane or is it someone else?
It is still Alexander Dane.
Okay, so he's still currently active CEO. So,
Yes.
right. Well, now you know. He says it's too dramatic, doesn't he?
Are we looking to like? So what do we want to do with this Ratshade person then? If we can somehow find, are we looking just to talk to them? Are we looking maybe to get some revenge? What are we looking to do here?
There was further, taking it a little bit, through Googling the names on the page, on the list of names that you have, they are each labeled as dead. There are reports of an explosion at the yacht called the Monarch.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense. Considering what else we know.
They are labeled as executives, business people, people with a lot of sway in the company,
Okay.
though not necessarily their leaders.
Okay. So this was probably just me being this was like a guest list for like specifically the boat, the Monarch.
Yes.
Am I just okay? I'm just dumb.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Right. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, hey,
Yeah,
it is
but-
something Donovan and I have in common. Neither of us is particularly
It's
gifted with intelligence.
Sharp as a
So-
marble.
yeah. Okay, so we have a bunch of Fortune 500 baddies all blown to smithereens on a single evening here.
How?
This is not exactly a
long ago
hub
was
for
that?
all those places, so
How long ago was that? Does it list?
It
Yeah, did I get to see?
was about 2 weeks before Rudenza.
Oh shit.
Oh, I wonder if we would be able to go to that. Where that happened.
I
Might
feel like
still
at
be
this
too
point we
fresh.
gotta.
to the yacht club,
Mm-hmm.
to the marina. Well, we do have a key fob to get in.
It's true.
Couldn't hurt. What do you say, kiddo? You want to go do some snooping? Looking at Lily.
I mean, hey, all goes well. We can hit Echo Wharf.
This
Lily's
is
kind of
true.
been at a loss for words with the information and getting.
You
Um,
do also
welcome
get
to,
a flood of texts, Lily.
Oh yeah, I my phone has been charging this whole time, and it finally got enough, and is like, oh my god, okay, because yeah, it won't stop. It won't stop.
Oh god!
What about
Grandparents
silent?
kind of
God.
reaching in to see if you're okay. They haven't heard from you in a while. You see Mr. Porter, who is asking if you could take a night shift next week, and also a school email talking about a writing competition. The reward is a scholarship to Salem University. Yeah, and a lot of junk mail.
They're
This
tempting the
is
absolute shit out of her.
Wednesday
Damn.
Um,
night.
so yeah. Let's figure out. I'll have a better answer for you, Donovan, for your question. If we find them, right now,
Well, I mean, it sounds like if you were looking for revenge, it sounds like maybe you already got it. Because if they got,
No.
blown up. Well,
if it was him, it could be one of his associates or something. But
something like, yeah.
I'd still like to know, if possible, what they were doing here and what
Oh,
it
for
ties
sure.
into. Because if you've ever wondered how I got my money,
Damn. So you were rich when you were alive, too. Shit.
Must be nice.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
it was nicer when I could afford to buy nice things to keep me alive. But
Now what
don't
do you
really
spend
blow
it
any of
on?
it. Don't really buy any steak dinners with it, do I?
Yeah.
I mean, we're sort of a lot of capital for the shop, and then, it's funny how much you keep when you don't eat anything. It's crazy.
Save a lot,
And I also don't have to pay health insurance, which is nice.
right?
Yeah.
But that
Shit.
car is not cheap to pay for. I'll tell you that. But
Well, see, there you go.
there you go. spend it on
I
something.
mean, hey, I point out to my bike outside. I'm like, hey, that's where most of my money goes.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, after 8 different rents, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well. But yeah, we can all go to the marina, I think.
Yeah, let's go there. Hopefully it's not swarming with cops.
True. And
Lily's
as he's like getting up to like head to the door, he'll like open the door and then sort of stop in the doorway, kind of turn back to everyone. You can, if you want, you could still call me Felix, but just not William. That's what my mother called me. My wife called me Lily, or called me Billy, not Lily, Billy.
Billy.
I'll stick with my nickname for you.
Works.
FedEx.
But, and then no one can know for now. I'll let y'all know, but let's keep this one a little close to the chest. So, all right, and then hit the button on the remote to have the driver show up.
I'm gonna make sure to gather things for carry a chalice in a purse, carry a knife.
A fairy in a bottle, plenty of arrows.
Eye of
I've got my
newt,
little
tongue of
bag
frog.
of witchy things. Yeah.
Mhm.
the
ocarina.
rituals that you need to do.
Yeah.
Chia pet.
Yeah.
You get into the car, and you're off. You actually don't go towards Echo Wharf. You go towards a northern port, as there are ports on both sides of Salem.
Boo.
Okay, I'll meet y'all there, unless you're looking for another ride. And I look at Lily.
I think
I'm kidding. I'll meet
okay.
y'all there.
You are delighted to find that the port itself is not crawling with cops.
Huzzah.
There is caution tape. There are the pieces of the boat that was once the Monarch is being kind of put together, strapped to the side of different piers. It has its own like private dock area, being held together by a bunch of different ropes. People can still, it seems, interact with it and like get on it. You even see like one of the workers who's been closing up for the night, who was working on repairs for it, step off of the boat and reattach one of the safety ropes before calling it good for the evening.
We're gonna wait until prying eyes have left, and then we'll.
Yeah.
It seems they've generally all but gone. There's a few like offices and stuff that are closed. No lights, no movement, no nothing. You seem to be pretty alone on this pier.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, let's key fob our way into.
You
I'm
get
gonna
up to... Sorry?
I'm gonna go start poking around the boat.
You work your way up to... So, which one of you is interacting with the door?
I'll do it because I had the card.
Oh, sure.
Eleanor, you go up and you unlock the door. You enter the main cabin area. It is quite bougie, for lack of better words. You see these really fancy leather couches. You see the captain's steering wheel. As this is, while there is a captain on this yacht, it seems it's usually probably driven by the passengers, like a personal kind of yacht. Just fancy. And all manner of computers that have been smashed because of what happened. To any of you looking on the outside of the boat, you do see a big black scar. on like the center of the boat. This thing was originally blown into pieces. Why it's still in the water, I don't know. You don't know. But there hasn't been a lot of work done on it just yet. The police probably had something to do with that.
Well,
Lily keeps looking over her shoulder at like the gate and whatever. This is so we're not supposed to be here. Kind of like, you know, that guilty conscience.
Yeah.
Like just.
So I would like to, while I'm on the boat, just activate Sense the Unseen. I don't remember if that was a rouse check or not.
I don't think it was it?
I have no recollection.
Hold on.
I will cast Oblivion Sight, which is free, to see any ghosts that may be lingering.
Indeed. It is free. By the way, listen.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I don't have sense. Never mind. I have something different.
You see a couple of ghosts. A tall man, with pointed ears, a sallow figure, standing on floor that isn't there, looking up towards the captain's area, just listening, as though you are speaking some speech. A glass of wine in his hand, and a woman. Very fashionable, with these pair of gaudy sunglasses and big hair. Also very enthralled in whatever she is listening to. And as far as Sense the Unseen goes,
I have to roll.
please roll. I thought that was only if the target was using Obfuscate.
I closed it. I shouldn't have closed it.
Nope.
Regret.
Regret.
Just roll. Just roll.
Yeah.
Just roll.
Yep, just roll.
Okay.
The cost is free,
Yes.
and you only need to roll. Yeah, if something's hiding.
Oh, it's an awareness to detect and if anything's hiding.
Sense it.
Okay. Well, if there was, I wouldn't find shit.
What's your roll?
0.
Right on.
Do you want to use willpower?
Will won't mind.
Sure. Let's see. Why not?
Can we roll 3?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm gonna be honest.
That's why I mentioned it, just in case.
I mean, it's still not great. It's better.
It has to be at least better than 0. Yeah, that's
It's
much better than 0.
What was
That's
it?
a lot better than 0. 2.
Any sneaky Nosferatu?
No. But you do sense something else. I can't give you specifics with the roll that you rolled, but blood magic has touched this vessel.
while she's figuring that out. It doesn't say specifically. I know that I can't physically interact with the ghosts. They can, if they wish to, they can choose to not be seen by me, or they can react in certain ways. It doesn't say specifically if I can speak to them, but just for yucks, I might try to go up to the lady ghost and just be like, sort of gently, just be like, Daphne, is that you?
She takes off her sunglasses and squints at you and looks you up and down. Adrian, dear, you look awful.
Who are we listening to?
Why you? How did you do that?
Are we all here? All of us bigwigs. How fun.
Well, I should think so. Are you alright? You seem off.
Have you thought of my proposal?
Well, I'm thinking of it now. It's an excellent plan. I suppose if we were to gather other people and create something that could last, it would be worth the risk.
And then, with nothing in my hand, just sort of, cheers.
Cheers. And she drinks from her little flute.
Y'all all watching me going like,
Are you talking out loud?
Yeah.
I would assume.
He's talking to a ghost. Eleanor knows he's talking to a ghost.
Lily's just staring between, like, if Donovan looks, she's
Donovan
like
has a vague idea of what Felix can do, right?
You vague. You haven't really seen it.
Vague.
and then is the Nosferatu-looking fella still apparated in my vision?
He is, yes. Also, just stuck listening to something. Daphne sees you leave and then just kind of gets confused and looks back to where she was looking again.
And then also sort of in our hazy way thinking, I'll lean over to him. It's like, so what do you think? It's a good plan, isn't it? All of them together at once.
Roth. It's a bold one. Maybe too bold.
Did you see where our friend Klaus might have gone to?
Who?
Do you know Eberhard?
It's not a name I recall. Did you invite him?
Should be around. Maybe he's just late.
If you're planning a corporate coup, the more cooks you have in the kitchen, the more opportunity there is for things to fall apart.
No, Dane's got enough big wigs after him, don't you think?
You plan on taking out Dane after this?
Nah, he's too big. Maybe too dangerous, you know what I mean?
I should say so. Sure about that horrible thing he did to that Shaw fellow years ago. It's only a rumor. But some other kindred are speaking about it in other places.
Oh, really?
Yes. They have whispers in
Shoot.
Chicago. Some down in New Orleans, as it were. But untouchable is he.
Well, who's this rep that he's sending here? What do you know about Ratchet?
Well, I'm as high up as you're gonna get without starting to ruffle his feathers. I thought the purpose of this was to remain, what is it the kids are saying these days?
God.
Down low?
Yeah. Something like that. Well, be happy when it's all finished.
Cheers to that.
Cheers indeed. And just sort of like as if I'm in the scene with them, just sort of look back up to the little sort of captain's poop deck area here, and then immediately take out my pad and start writing all this information down to Noodles to the rest of them.
Do you
Eleanor's just like gives you a thumbs up. Like,
I'm
good
just
job.
like looking at little, probably just as stunned as Lily. or,
Lily
like,
looks ready to bolt off this damn deck, like out, like she's like at where we we've entered the ramp or entered through into the boat, and she's like been at the threshold, kind of like keeps checking like the deck to make sure no one sees us or whatever. And then as soon as Felix starts going off, like
Talking to nothing.
Yeah,
And-
she's
Oh, sorry. Please continue.
just like if Donovan was to look over her, she's like looks like she's ready to.
Yeah,
fucking
Donovan's just
leave.
like, it is one thing to like know you can do that. It is another thing entirely to see that in action.
And you see him as he's coming back to you with his eyes glazed over in black completely.
Jesus. Black.
And Felix, as you make your departure from Ratshade, do you hear that? And then his form is blown away and then reassembles, looking up to whatever it is he was listening to.
Probably would take me out of it just to like see that happen and sort of just like, oh shit. Oh shit. And then okay. Ooh. My apologies. All right.
It was surreal, by the way, Lily.
Wait, what?
Okay.
It was surreal.
Is
He
that?
was just talking to a couple of them.
Oh yeah, no, that's something that I can do. Anyway,
I can see them too.
okay. So here's what I got, and then Noodles all that bit of information about how they were all planning together and that it was all going to go down, but then the whole thing blew up right from underneath their feet as they're all here, enjoying their beverages. So that complicates things a bit.
He wanted to. I know why he wanted to kill me then. I mean, that's what we need. Like this. Adrian planned
Well, we know that there was a bring them all together plan hatched right here 2 weeks before they were brought all together, but then all these people were liquidated is the Wall Street term, I suppose. So and then they saw me as Adrian, which was interesting. So and going through my actual notes here, our Ventru friend that was the name that our barnacle gave us, right? Adrian Roth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yup.
So,
So
real quick,
Somebody's
storyteller, can I
busy.
find either any traces of blood or plants?
I'm so glad you asked. You're gonna need to make a wits and awareness.
What's an awareness?
Unless you have that one spell where you can sense plant matter, otherwise you're gonna need to search.
Call again. I don't have it. Okay. What was it? Wits and awareness?
Wits and awareness.
There's the wits. There's the awareness. Okay. Ooh! That one ran away. Okay.
17 successes.
I wish. No, 3.
3.
You have 7 successes.
That's a fucking freaking, like, you've been around.
You find a leaf that had fallen onto the boat from a nearby tree.
Okie dokie. Do we know where the boat sank?
It would be here.
It was docked and they were all here, then it blew up basically right where we're
Pretty
standing.
much exactly where we're standing.
Yeah. It was still docked when it went.
Alright, I'm gonna we'll do the leaf first.
Alright. I believe you have some rolls to make.
Yep. It is a rouse check. Ooh, I get hungrier.
Shoulders back. Spoken proper. There's no element of creation will stand you if you do not speak correctly.
Okay.
What is your hunger?
Damn.
Yeah.
Cast the spell, fledgling.
Someone buy that bitch a cheeseburger.
Oh, I'll cast it.
If
You stop bothering me.
We need to pick her up a little snack on the way home.
She definitely.
We hear her
figured snack on the way
mumbling to
home.
herself.
Yup.
Yeah. She's definitely like a minor frustrated face, and then does the spell.
Son of a bitch, and then cast it. Yeah.
how many
Yeah.
successes?
It's 4.
Yes.
And I believe 4 is a detailed response to one or more complex questions.
Yeah.
Very cool.
To 1 or more questions.
Lean over to Donovan. Is she doing that thing to the leaf?
Sorry, say
She's-
that again. I heard
she's-
leaf.
Sorry. Is she doing that talking thing to the leaf?
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Really hope all of this is real, otherwise I don't know.
Otherwise, you are on an insane trip right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and venture that this is real. Yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever. I talk to ghosts. Donnie talks to cats. Eleanor talks to leaves. It's, what can you
Eleanor
do?
can talk to ghosts too, as she probably won't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna ask. What have you seen in regards to this boat?
I have seen people repairing it.
Okay. Anything other than repair?
I did see it sink.
It's supposed to be a detailed response, man.
Your question was pretty vague.
I know, I can't think of specifics.
Well,
a leaf. I will say that.
It's good if it's enjoying its summer. No, I'm just kidding.
Complex questions. Okay, jeez. I'm trying to think of what we don't know.
Were those?
Oh, there we go. Were there any bodies recovered from this boat?
I didn't see any bodies recovered. I did see some people flee. It was the really dapper looking man, and then a woman came to help him out.
Son of a bitch.
He
Any
almost got blown
others?
up. Yes. A lot, actually. There were these really important looking people, and they all died. But their servants all got out.
Mm.
And then they fled.
Can you tell me how many?
I'm not good with numbers. I'm a tree, man.
Fair
But
enough.
I would guess... I think the humans would refer to it as roughly more than 10, less than 30.
Okay.
Okay.
So there were no bodies recovered. And the servants fled.
Servants like those ghouls you mentioned?
And then I saw one of them come back sometime later. He was telling someone about a party. Some boy. I guess they got out okay.
Can you tell me what that individual looked like?
Average build, I think. Brown hair. Seems generally well liked.
Okay. Can you tell me what the boy looked like?
Some college kid. I don't know. Wearing a hoodie. Took a flyer.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
If you could throw me off into the ocean, that seems like fun.
Sure thing. Just
You vaguely hear a
and that was gonna be my next thing. Eleanor's gonna stand at the edge of the boat and just go. Gonna ruin my makeup.
What are you doing?
Just
What's
takes her
happening?
shoes off, takes her necklace off, and
This
I'm gonna
doesn't
jump
feel
in.
like a good time for a swim. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off my shoes and my nice folded shirt really quickly, but then fold it really nicely-ish so it doesn't get wrinkled because it's expensive. And then put on the railing of the boat, and then so my wallet, and my keys. Okay, hold on to this, Donovan. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
You dive
Going with
into the
her.
water.
And
Gasoline?
just saying, "What is going on?" and standing next to Donovan
don't
watching this shit happen. Just again, tonight she's just been flabbergasted. Did she?
Clutching pearls.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you tell us about the last 2 things you learned before you jumped in, or you just jumped in?
I just jumped in because I'm trying
Yeah.
to collect more.
Okay.
You're
yeah,
s-
I'm just like,
I love this. You're searching for more plants,
Yep.
more witnesses.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Oh god, that's hilarious. Okay,
I don't have to breathe.
that's fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I'm
empty the
going.
water?
I'm going down there, and then if I see her, you know, in the darkness of the marina, just be like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
Barnacles.
Um,
And maybe to
What's-
see if I can find any other debris too down there.
Well,
that they
well,
missed.
well, that being said, I'm gonna It says it's a passive. Well, actually, it says the Oblivion Sight can last for a scene. Is it okay if I say that it's lasted a long enough now that because it also gives me low light vision, dark vision.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna help her look for any bits that are still here from the boat, and then if there's a nice stocky piece of kelp, I'll rip that off and hand it to her.
Normally I would make you roll wits and awareness to find these things with a penalty die, but with Oblivion Sight, Felix, you can roll normal. Eleanor will be offended.
Okie dokie smoke. Wait.
Thing the running
Wits and,
week.
what?
Awareness.
Awareness.
I'm guessing the whole saying about not being able to go over running water is also a bunch of phooey.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit.
That's
as
willpower.
as well.
You too,
Yeah, you
huh?
could say that.
They don't know willpower,
I'm
boys.
sorry.
You hear a voice behind you.
Son of a bitch! Turn around.
Would you roll, Felix? For Eleanor? 4? Wow. Look at
I got a crit.
you.
Because I imagine we're both looking over the edge and then turn
Yeah.
around.
I've got like Felix's shit. Like I'm just hanging on to Felix's stuff. Like what the fuck?
You see a well-dressed man with his arms crossed, fuming.
Kill them.
You guys don't know what's
We
going
can't
on.
hear him.
No, I don't. No.
Do I recognize him? Or-
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I do.
This was the guy in the Twilight Assembly who casted doubt on Eleanor's abilities, Adrian Roth.
Oh, this is Adrian. We're on his boat.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
no!
Adrian. Yep. Nope.
Okay, yeah, no. Oh.
What
And
are you doing on my boat?
Is it really your boat anymore? It was kind of blown to shit.
He draws a gun and he points it at you.
Jesus fucking Christ! All right.
I have like one arm on like Donovan. Don't or I'll scream.
Scream. Really? That's what you got? 3 nights as a
Yeah.
vampire, and you can think of, oh, don't help me, I'll scream. Tell you what, Toots. How about I kill you? You scream. I pay off the cops. I go home. Sound good? And he cocks the gun.
Or how about we agree to leave? Everybody walks away. We all go home.
And this is about the time Felix and Eleanor pop out of the water. Felix, you do, and
Hey.
Eleanor, you actually both find a nice piece of kelp in different areas.
Okay.
There you go.
Is there any is there any sign that Adrian heard this
Hey,
disturbance in
Soren,
the water.
real quick. So I know we're kind of doing a like reimagined version of this. In this canon, did Felix still make a cool little what was it, a butterfly knife
Has not been
for
stated.
Donovan?
I
Is
will.
that canon in this go around?
I'm gonna say because it has not been stated, no, I will impose
No,
that,
okay.
but it is
Yep.
very in character for Donovan to have one.
Yeah.
I will say that I have not yet.
Okay. And then I, at the very least, would probably have a little fucking switch blade on me. Yeah, I ain't walking these streets unarmed. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not with my background.
I think all unawares to the situation, I'll just be like, I imagine that since we didn't know that he appeared, I'm probably swimming over to the ladder that's on the side of the boat or whatever, that if it's still attached, and all the time just sort of odd coupling with her, like, you had to jump in. You didn't tell us what you were looking for first. Okay,
I'm
fine.
literally just up here
I
like,
just-
hey man,
I
this
just-
doesn't
I just
need to
hope-
get messy.
I hope that we find what we're looking for, and as we're climbing up, I just hope that this night goes better than we. Oh fuck!
How many of you are there?
I'm gonna stay hidden
2,
underneath. I'm not
3.
gonna climb all the way up yet, so he can't see me.
At least 3.
Can I have my shirt at least? My jacket.
Here you go. I toss it to him.
He ends up, you can tell, he ends up getting a little nervous. You can tell he like takes a pace back, because he knows what you are. So like one kindred versus a bunch with a single firearm versus 3 kindred, maybe 4.
Well, I'm gonna inch my way a little bit closer to Donovan, snatch my shirt out, all pissy, and I'd be like, can't believe I. And then look to Adrian and just be like, you know how expensive this shit is? And I'm gonna like dab my face off with my shirt as it's wet now with seawater, and then just be like, and I just look to Donovan and is like, you ready for this? And then
Look,
I'm going to,
I
with my
pull-
shirt, I'm going to throw it at Adrian so that hopefully it lands like on his face, and I'm gonna rush him. If it means I have to take his ass off the boat, I'm doing it. And I'm like, are you ready? And then run at him.
Ooh,
I'm gonna take
We're
out my
going
knife
to
and be
make-
like, born ready.
I have my grappling brawl thing ready to
we're
go.
gonna make contested. We're gonna do contested.
Yes, what do you need?
I need you to make brawl. Roll. We'll say this is a dexterity.
Got it.
So let's be dexterity and brawl.
Please, for the love of Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. I'm just gonna also roll my one other die one more time with willpower. Just to see if I get anything. Okay. Okay, one willpower later. I still have some left, but one willpower later and a crit on my 3 dice. I rolled 5 successes.
Yes!
Let's go!
He
Go!
follows the shirt by mistake and fires. You hear the gunshot ring out, and you tackle him to the ground. He tries to push you off of him, but you have him pinned pretty solidly. You don't know how long you can. He's older than you, so he's going to have inherently a little bit of strength. But Donovan comes up
Hit the gun.
to assist you.
Yeah, I'm kicking that shit away from him and into the water if I can.
Easily.
Yeah. That shit's going in the water.
You pin him down as he swears. He's like, "Fuck."
Did the shot hit anything?
No, the shot's not hitting anything.
Lily's like on the ground.
All right. Now that we're all friends again, I haven't been. I'm gonna let you sit down now. I'm gonna get up off of you, and we're not gonna have any problems, right?
I just start flipping my knife.
Right. And then I'm gonna let my eyes roll over black again. right?
Uh,
Good. And then I'm going to position myself behind him so where he can sort of sit up on the boat, but I'm still like not quite like full Nelson behind his head, but like I've got his arms behind him, and I'm just sort of peering around the side of him and be like, "All right." And Donovan's got a big that looks like that's some pretty cold steel. So don't fuck this up. We're gonna ask you
I'm
some
just gonna squat
questions.
down right in front of him. Just
And then I'm
looking
like,
at him.
Eleanor, calling out to her.
Just from the.
It's okay. Come out, wherever you are.
Okay.
Look, already 3 nights and you're already fresh criminals. I suppose I shouldn't be
Yeah.
super surprised.
Yes, well,
Oh,
normally,
I was that long before I was embraced, but
yes, well, normally when guns get pulled, it's makes me nervous. And when I'm nervous, I get upset. And when I get upset, he gets nervous. And I point at Donovan with his knife. Anyway, how about first we establish who we are and what we're doing here? We know who you are, but I just want to know, do you know who she is? How well do you know who she is? I know you know who she is, but how well? And sort of squeeze his arms. Lily, like, how much of this are you fully aware of?
I don't know anything.
interesting.
Okay.
Do you believe that, Felix?
I don't know. I think he might need some motivation, Donovan.
Do you want to try? And like, I'll take the tip of my knife and I'll kind of put it like right here, at his neck. Do you want to try that again?
I don't know anything. If you want to try and make a manipulation, intimidation.
Oh, I would love
I
to.
would love nothing more than to make a manipulation and intimidation check.
Going
I
in
would love
on.
nothing more. Let's fucking go! That one ran away. Where'd he go?
Another 3 from me, bitches.
5 successes. A crit.
Hell
You
yeah.
see a little, like, the beginnings of a red spot on the corner of his eye. I don't know anything.
Well, what are you doing here then? I know you say it's your boat, but I got people, witnesses, they're not really with us anymore. They are sort of in the spiritual realm who claim that you were here when the boat went. So how are you still among us if the boat went and you were here? Unless you were somewhere safe, came back to claim things off of said boat.
Oh no. It's my boat. It was my meeting. I don't know what happened to the rest of them.
And you
Lily's
don't know
like-
how any of this gets related to Redenza at all?
No.
Can I? So Lily's like just been staying back and like watching and and like she gets a little scared when she sees Donovan holding the knife up, but she slowly picks herself up and is holding onto the rail. Can I sense if he's like lying or I'm trying to get a read on him now that he's surrounded?
You're trying to make a bullshit roll.
Yeah.
Roll for bullshit.
Roll for
Roll
bullshit.
for
I'll
bullshit.
say composure. And I'll say streetwise.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I always forget, and I need to make sure whatever I have as hunger is one of those, or
Nope,
however
this is
many,
unless you are
no.
wanting to
This is-
rouse
Can't-
the blood for more die.
Gotcha.
Can I
That's
also
okay.
make that roll just
You
because I'm one of the ones actually interrogating him?
Yes.
Wait.
Okay,
I only have
composure
four.
and strength bodies.
Not terrible, too.
Okay. 4 successes.
Lily, you've been lied to all your life. You truly do not think that with a knife to his neck and the end in sight, that he would choose to lie here.
He doesn't. He's telling the truth.
I look
Sure.
at Lily.
Well,
Why did you gather all those people here?
Doesn't matter.
now that is
Sure,
a
that's how
question
want-
you need to answer.
I was gonna say, is that sure how you want to respond to the girl who just saved your life?
It was a business meeting. Different representatives from different companies wanted to make a place here in Salem, and I gave them a foothold.
In the form of what?
Property, and to the local politicians. Any boons they wanted.
Got it.
In my barony.
So we wanted this to be the new East Coast hub for all these business footholds. Yeah.
Not so grand. Just
Anyone that we know that is one of their lobbyist inside pocket, or people, anyone that would be interesting to them as someone that you would bring to the table.
I held prime real estate. I know enough people. I gave them what they wanted.
So those deals went through.
Not as such.
Hmm.
I wasn't able to finalize it. They weren't able. I was still convincing them. This was supposed to be where I sealed it.
And where were you? Why did you miss your meeting?
I didn't miss my meeting. The bomb was beneath them in the boiler room. I was on a pedestal. I was blown away more than I was blown up.
Ah, right. Well,
Did any of them survive?
No.
when did you come to? Were you here still, or did someone spirit you away?
Fled. I didn't want to be around when the cops showed up.
Okay. So the last thing, when you woke up again, you were just free floating out in the middle of the marina, swam to the dock, and ran.
Yes. That's all I know, I swear.
Any ideas on who might have wanted to do this?
They were powerful people, powerful kindred.
Who, other than you and the bodies, knew about this meeting? I mean, I assume that maybe their underlings may have known that they were taking a meeting, but do you know anyone else that maybe was on an equal footing that you shared this, or they may have shared this information with, just out of curiosity?
No. The bear would have
His
had
boss. She was. You're lying. You weren't alone. You didn't leave by yourself.
No, I'm telling the truth.
No, you're not.
Who was it?
Ooh.
A friend.
Who was it?
We're gonna need a name.
Sinclair! Representative Sinclair.
There we go. Speaking of storyteller, I just want to make triply sure it was this guy and Sinclair who I saw walking out of the evidence
Yes.
thing earlier today, right? Okay, cool.
Evelyn Sinclair is the same person who also advocated for Lily's killing.
Cool.
Okay, so this is.
Alright.
Is her name Evelyn? Or is this
Evelyn
Charlotte?
Sinclair.
Okay,
Evelyn's
Charlotte's
Evelyn.
different. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte's
All right.
different.
Different.
So now
Okay.
I've got a question for you, Mr. Roth. What were you doing at the precinct earlier today? What was that little vial you and your little friend walked out with?
I don't know. I was supposed to help her get
Where is
something.
it now?
So you're just... I was like, hold on. So you're just glued to this girl's hip 24/7 and you don't know anything that she does?
Look, sometimes she helps me, sometimes I help her.
Okay. Where is she?
I don't know.
How do you get in contact with her?
Our paths tend to cross on occasion.
Okay.
Was she on the boat?
No,
Was she?
she was not a part of the meeting.
Was
Well, if you're telling the truth, and we turn you over to the Baron under penalty of torpor, I assume that everything you've said won't lead back to anyone else, that will dig you a deeper pit, grave of any sort. This is everything? You're just mixed up incidentally with all of this?
Yes.
I still don't understand. If Sinclair wasn't on the boat, you said she wasn't aware of the meeting or just not present?
She was aware of the meeting. But she wasn't a part of it. She was aware of it in that she knew that of my plans. We work with each other enough.
Very convenient that she was here to save you.
We often meet up.
She works for?
Donovan, go through his pockets. Get his phone.
Gladly!
You managed to convince him the unlock code pretty easily. It's a pattern.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
You find a list of contacts, a bunch of names you don't know, including Hatshade, Milo Graves, Lucan, Daphne Duvall.
Yeah.
And you do find the number for Evelyn Sinclair.
Is there a text thread somewhere in there with her?
No, but there are phone calls.
Okay.
Either he deletes his threads or he exclusively speaks to her on the phone.
Fair.
Alright.
Well, sounds like we need a meeting.
Maybe she
can't
wants
give
me
you that.
dead.
Out of curiosity, who does she typically work for?
She works for herself. I don't ask too many questions about her business. She doesn't ask too many about mine. We reap the benefits of each other.
And then, point of clarification, storyteller. Her standing in the assembly was as just a representative. That's right.
District 9.
Okay.
Adrian is 8, she is 9.
Okay, got it. That's right. Well, if there's nothing more to say to each other, or we can always continue a line of questioning after I propose this, then I propose. Yes.
Why did you want me killed?
I can't tell you, I don't know how to tell you what goes on in her mind. But I can only assume it was precautionary. A rare kindred showing up out of nowhere. We didn't know what you were affiliated with, we didn't know who made you, we didn't know what you were a part of. It was safest to take you off the board. And I think she was right. We don't know what you'll become.
Does the name Klaus Everhart mean anything to you?
No.
Okay.
Anything else?
We're good.
Right. Donovan, I'm going to hand him my phone. Would you record this just up under the audio doodad? Just make an audio memo of this for me real quick.
Of course.
And then as soon as he presses play, I'm like, all right, so, Mr. Adrian Roth, you being of sound mind and body, I propose an exchange of minor boons right here, right now. We were never here, and you get to walk away. How does that sound? A little louder so the microphone can hear.
Fine.
Excellent.
I go
Well-
ahead and hit stop. I fold up my knife and I just kind of pat him on the cheek. Much obliged, Mr. Roth. Pleasure doing business with you.
Sorry about your boat. And I'm going to let him go.
Put my shoes on, grab
Yep.
my stuff.
Make
Been
sure I
hanging
help
out
her
back
off the
there
boat.
this
Be
whole
very,
time.
very gentlemanly. Help her off the
Yeah.
the boat onto the dock. You know, and just be like, ah.
Oh, this is seawater.
Yep.
Her makeup is probably still intact.
I'm like, Donovan's just like, man, now I'm feeling all homesick. Damn it.
Did you take his phone?
No.
Okay.
But I think I would have at least put Sinclair's number into my phone just so we had it.
That's fair.
Actually, what I would have done is I would have, if it was an old enough phone where this is a thing, because God, chat, doesn't it feel like forever ago when this was a thing? I'm gonna see if I can take the battery out of the phone.
Oh my god.
No,
Not
okay,
as
can't do.
easy.
Old.
It's not
It's
that
not
old.
a
Okay.
Nokia, Soren. It's not one of those fucking
Okay.
Nokia brick phones.
You know, to give them some credit, some kindred are very old. They're more old school, so that was, it
Adrian
very well
is
could
one
have
of
been.
the youngest members of the assembly, so
Yeah.
Yeah. As I was going through it and looking at it, I sort of, look over Donovan. It's like, and show him the back of the phone that has the Babel logo on it. It's like, yeah, I know how these work. And then be like, okay, well, we're just gonna, I'm gonna turn it off, throw it into the main cabin hold of the boat. just be like, there you go. And then we'll leave. But yeah, no, we let him keep his phone. But now that we know that, as we're leaving, I'm gonna kind of check over my shoulder to make sure no one's trying to
Oh,
spot us.
100%. I am absolutely, like, not, like, turning with my head, but, like, using just my peripheral vision just to, like,
wits and
100%.
awareness.
Okay.
And then just be like,
Okay. That's a decent pull from me.
in case anyone's nearby, just sort of ham it up a bit. Just be like, well, that was a fun little trip, everyone. I'm glad we were able to go to the docks.
I have my kelp.
Yeah.
She's so excited about her fucking plants.
To which, with love.
What did you roll?
Two.
You only see Adrian Roth turn back to you with the most murderous glare before going into his boat. You sense this is not the last you will hear of him.
Oh, I doubt it.
So that's.
I doubt it.
So that's it. We're just going to try to kill us. I mean, like, call the police
Welcome
chief
to
is vampire.
being
Don't we?
kindred.
Well,
Won't we call him? And
you see, it's in our disposition. It's kind of easy to, if we wanted to, dispatch mortals. It's not so easy to dispatch each other, and we kind of made it our point to not really do that if we could help it. So.
meaning kill him? No, absolutely not. No. I just mean, like, shouldn't we like call
Vampire
the
jail?
yeah?
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh,
No.
that's not really a thing.
No.
besides, he's in a higher standing technically than we are as a representative. So it's
It would
Even though there'd
definitely
be 4 whole words against his one, I think
his would
kind
probably
of.
still hold more weight.
But it also means that we can fly a little bit under the radar without everyone knowing that we know, because we don't want to have that whole exchange that, like, oh, they don't know, we know they know we know. We don't want that whole thing going on.
Well, he's probably gonna call that Sinclair lady.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But he also promised he wouldn't, and I don't know. It's the power of a favor goes very far in our culture.
If he does, she's probably gonna, do something about that. She's probably not just gonna let it slide. She's probably gonna come after us. And if she does, we know who tipped her off. We know he broke his word.
And we have it saved.
So vampires really it's a lot of word exchange.
Yes.
Pretty much.
We mostly trade in favors. Favors and boons are a big part.
That's essentially our currency.
Yeah.
And as much as we can really be at each other's throat, we do have a common sort of, I guess, enemy in the sense of living folks who just don't understand. And there's somewhat of a, honor amongst thieves in that way, right? That while we might be at each other's throats every once in a while, we still, we are kindred, as we call ourselves after all. And I would always rather trust someone and regret it than not trust someone and regret it.
Seemed to have a different idea. He wanted to kill me because he didn't know me. Because of something I might be.
He could have just been following the cue from his little, pet princess, Miss Sinclair. You never know. You'd be amazed what people will do to impress a lady, right? So maybe he was trying to get in her good graces by agreeing with her. Maybe she's the one with a beef. Not saying that makes it better, but...
So some things don't change from...
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah,
when it comes to creating favor for power, really, more than, what else you might think between two people. But
yeah, the Tzimisce is a clan not many people know about, and what they do know isn't good.
Yes.
So people tend to judge based on clan more than the individual.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
Which could work in your favor once we, it's possible that your reputation could precede you in that way, which could be a good thing in terms of keeping people out of your way, but it could also be, in that case, a not so good thing.
I forget. Was Lily there when you were going over the history of the Tzimisce?
Yeah, Eleanor would have told you.
At least I know about the between the feud thing between you and them.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And also
about the killings and the mutilation.
Yeah. But how detailed have you told her about the fleshy bits?
Eleanor basically shared what she knew.
Okay, so it's just
with
all right.
Lily.
Cool. Just making sure.
But you said you kind of didn't tell her about the fleshy bits.
About like the flesh puppets.
Did I?
Because you didn't want to freak her out.
Because I feel that's why.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one thing that we withheld.
Yeah.
I think just because it
Yeah.
didn't really add anything to her plight at current.
Yeah.
Because what I was remembering was you told about the whole like feud thing between our two clans, and like we had like Tzimisces had the potential for blood magic and they were used and stuff like that, and that's why we don't like each other, but nothing more kind of in detail of what exactly. So I just wanted to make sure that we were on that page. So okay.
Yeah, I don't. My memory is shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just want to make sure I don't misspeak.
Yeah. No. But
why do people hate Zemeetsis? Like,
We'll
I know the history between our and
Our
like
clans.
our clans, but why does everyone seem to
certain abilities some Zemeetsi have, and certain traits that they show.
show?
let's get into some safer
Yeah,
ground, and then we'll
maybe,
Donnie,
let's
we'll
talk
meet you
about
back
that
at the
later.
Quill.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna lean over right before we depart and I'll just sort of give Donovan a handshake and be like, nice work out there.
Yeah, you weren't too bad yourself.
All right. And then as we get in the car to leave,
You
I'm
got
just
any
gonna
pills?
wring out my shirt.
Eleanor's gonna be like, sorry, Felix.
It's all right, and just sort of put the dampened shirt down on the fine Corinthian leather and be like, I'll just get a new one if I have to. All right, and then back to the Quill.
You make your way
Where I
back to the
can
Ravens
change
Quill.
into not sopping wet clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way back to the Ravens Quill and do what you need to do in order to kind of clean up. Eleanor, you get ready. Felix, you have you make yourself presentable.
What's funny is it's probably like an emergency duffel in the trunk space of the car, but it has a Salem University T-shirt
Yes.
and probably just like a pair of
Pants.
like stretchy like sweatpants or something, like just to be cool. So I'm the comfiest I've ever looked, and thank God I'm not in public.
Fucking I turned to Eleanor. Hey, Doc, don't look now. I think there's a homeless guy trying to break into your shop. Oh shit, it's Felix. No, I'm kidding.
Ugh.
While you guys
Well.
were getting ready, Lily's just like in a chair, kind of decompressing because she's winding down after a gun was fucking pointed at her on a boat.
What's wrong, Donovan? You
Lot of
didn't show up for
information.
pajama night at the Quill? Oh, okay.
I didn't get the memo, I guess.
Oh,
Sorry.
man. Okay.
This is all normal
Lily.
for you? This is all normal for you. We just had a gun pulled on us.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's not the first time that's happened to me.
Not trying to be kind of a downer, but I mean, the worst day of my life was years ago. There's nothing that could do any worse. So,
I'm sorry. You're right.
Unfortunately, you kind of get used to it.
all in a night's
Right.
work, I guess. But it doesn't mean that what you're feeling now is a weird and fucked up. So don't feel like we're. I hate to make you think that this is supposed to happen. Like, no, I mean, it's not the first time I've had weapons pulled on me, but I also sort of made peace with it about a few times ago that it probably wouldn't be the last. And
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
by the
when I-
time the first one was pulled on me after my embrace, it was pretty easy to shake it off.
ooh,
I
one
have
time,
a special history, so haha.
I point to Eleanor and be like, oh, okay, well, I think I told you this story. One time I was watching an old movie, and then like right after I was embraced, and then I had a dream that there was like actual like torches and pitchforks coming for me. Like it freaked me out. But like that the whole town like was like old Bavaria, like Oh, get him, get him.
Yeah.
I've had that dream before. So like, and
I've
yeah,
I've had that dream a lot. I'll be honest.
yeah. So, um, but yeah, that's why we don't announce ourselves because that could possibly be a thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We're all good. You're safe. I hope. Right? You don't.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah,
you,
no.
You didn't like. Okay.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Well,
We did not anticipate him showing up.
No,
So
the
that
fuck
was-
we did not.
we also didn't anticipate you jumping off the end of the boat, but I'm glad that you have your little seaweed.
Also, no, the fuck we did not.
I'm sorry, I was trying to find more plants to get more information. And then he just showed up on a silver platter.
Well, I don't have the receipt. I don't think you could return it. So,
Yeah. Also, I did glean the information that there was an individual that came back that collected this card, and he was accompanying what looked like a college student, telling him about a party. Gave him a flyer.
yep.
Huh.
Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of info for what they looked like. But that's what I managed to glean from the leaf.
Ugh.
I get a flyer when being told about the party.
Sorry, was that a question?
Yeah, did I get a flyer?
Yeah, you did.
I was given a flyer.
Do you know by who?
Yeah, he said his name was Mason. I have his number.
Did he go to your school?
Did he say he? I don't know if we
He
exchanged that.
didn't, but he was hanging. He was in like a group of people.
I mean, I don't know, but I assume so. We didn't discuss that, but I mean, he was on campus with a bunch of other students, so kind of assumed that. I haven't messaged anyone,
Okay.
but I
I want to know the individual he got that flyer from, if he's the
He-
same person.
he gave me the flyer. He was the one who told me about the party.
Okay. It would be much appreciated if you could give us his number.
What are you gonna?
Ask him where he got that flyer. Who he got that flyer from.
Go into my phone and I find his number.
The your college portal is still installed on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You get you get a text from the unknown. Are you alive?
Someone who I don't know is asking. It's the same one from the other night.
Hmm.
What did they say this time?
They asked if I was alive.
Don't respond yet. We need to know who that's coming from.
Look, I don't. How much longer? It's been what, almost. The party was on Saturday?
Yes.
I can't keep ignoring things for much longer.
Then you
Then
need to
I
make a
think
decision.
the time, yeah, has come. Need to make. I know it's
Are
not an
you
easy
gonna
one.
stay dead? Or are you gonna try and lie to keep your old life?
Stay dead.
What?
You all want me to stay dead.
I
I
want you
think
to
we
do
want
whatever you think is
what's
best for you.
yeah. I think we want whatever you think is best. But I will tell you, it's easier. I mean, it's not at first
I
when you have
mean,
to sever ties, but
depends. Because it was easy for me because I cut ties and ran. She's never left this city, right?
well, it'd be different if she was just walking down an alley one night and was all of a sudden embraced by a random. But she has a golden ticket. She has a massacre to hide the truth.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
but what
which
happens
is
when?
a
Sorry, go.
no. Just saying that's easier than some people have than to make this decision. I mean,
Well,
it's a
yeah, but
way
what
to do that.
happens when she's walking down the street? She's doing whatever she needs to do, and somebody recognizes her.
I mean, the doppelganger phenomenon can be at play. I mean, I hate to tell her what to do and how to do it, but I mean, it's possible.
Whatever she decides, we'll have to just. We'll
Yeah.
tell you how to handle the situation.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
You
tell
choose,
you,
and we'll back you up.
if you're gonna keep your life, you aren't gonna be able to share everything with everyone. You are going to have to tell partial lies.
Well, I think she's gonna have to do that either way, but
Yeah.
it's just which lies are you okay telling?
Yeah.
Amongst several other things, like you won't be able to go out in the day to shop with your friends. You won't be able to go to daytime classes. You won't be able to go, to mass at 11 on Sundays. You have to wait for the evening service. I mean, people will assume we can try to find you a nighttime gig somewhere so that it makes more sense that you'd be up at all hours of the evening doing graveyard shift. We can make that work. We can find a way to make it work. I got a kid who works at my shop during the day while I'm not there. So it makes it out to be something sensical. But it can be difficult to continue the lie. So the hard thing to grapple is, do I let myself die knowing that anyone who still loves me in this life has to mourn me even though I'm right there? Or do I have to continue to lie to them for the rest of their natural lives about what I am? So it's just picking those things, knowing those things, and picking those things. Like I said, there's not a right answer, there's not a wrong answer. There's a whatever is right for you. I will say I had an easy time of it. I was dead on arrival, so I could walk away. But
If I did die, I can't stay here then. I couldn't. Donovan said I get recognized. I know it's a big city, but it's also not when you've been here your whole life. There's not much.
Yeah.
Well.
And then go where? Go where? I've never been anywhere else, and now I'm finding out about this whole new world. I barely got started being an adult on my own as a human, and now there's a whole new, almost like another dimension that I'm now thrown in that I have to figure out. They don't have, you guys have been really, really great with telling me about things, and you put yourselves on the line to save me so that I can learn. But like after tonight, there's still it's like more things pop up that
I'm afraid that doesn't really go away. There's a lot to uncover. And you just gotta take it one stride at a time.
so I will just with what little money I have, go across the country and try to not get myself killed by saying the wrong thing to someone who turns out is a vampire, and or vice versa. And
Again, not that I'm trying to tell you what to do, because you need to decide what is going to work best for you, but as someone who basically had to do that, I don't recommend it. I got lucky. I got so lucky. I think, again, I am not trying to tell you what to do. Like Felix said, there's no right, there's no wrong answer here. I, personally, given that all of this is brand new, I think you are better off staying here, where you have us to kind of help guide and
We have
educate.
context.
I can tell you right now, or I can't say for certain, but if I were a betting man, I would bet my bottom dollar that neither of these two had anything like this. I know I didn't, not at first. Like I said, I got very lucky on my way here, and then I got very lucky again when Baron Wimpleton took me under his wing. That typically doesn't happen. Especially for a quote-unquote rare breed like us. So, I know that I would feel better if you stuck around. Where at least you had a support team.
I don't want to be a burden. I'm used to being.
Don't worry about being a burden.
Who said anything about being a burden?
I just.
Are you kidding me? This is so cool to finally have somebody younger than me. Oh my god, this is so cool. I'm not the baby anymore. Oh my god. Do you know how fucking awesome that is?
Lily, what were you studying in school?
Goals. Why are you not catching it? Okay, sorry. Pharmaceuticals.
There we go. We'll use take 3.
Let's take 3 for this.
Okay.
At least I was getting my general and going into doing the beginning stuff to get into that. I didn't get a lot. There's a reason I'm going to Salem. I didn't have money to go to an out-of-state college. I didn't get any big scholarships, just little ones to help me with my first few semesters.
Do this for me. It's going to be some work, but go ahead and see what the schedule is for the next few years, if you have any night classes that can be taken instead. and then write me a list of any classes that you can't take night classes for, and I will donate some money to the pharmaceutical wing of the college and tell them that I have a niece who needs to take night classes because she's working during the day, and we can make that work. We can make that work. Okay, so that's in the bag. Do you have a boyfriend or girlfriends that you're really close to, or anything that kind of a lone wolf out here? Okay, so that's easy. We don't have to worry
All
about
right,
that.
cool.
So we'll tell grandmother that we have a graveyard shift job. You can even say you're working for me or working for Eleanor or something. We'll lie on your resume for you, and you can still visit her. You'll just have to visit her after the sun goes down, and you can tell her that plainly. Just be like, "Hey, I have to sleep all day, be out all night," and you'll get some more visiting hours during the winter. So that'll be nice. But we can make it work. We can make it work.
Also, I could probably help you with some scholarships to finding some. I got myself from a small middle of nowhere town into Yale, so.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ivy League over here, baby. So,
Damn, learn new shit every day.
so, but you know, we can frame this as sort of you need to make some lifestyle changes that require you to just be sort of a night owl. Were you typically a morning person before? Ooh, okay, yeah. So
We can
let's
use
just say you started drinking coffee after 8 o'clock more now. Okay.
you can use the tragedy as a reason for your lifestyle changes. You
There
could
you
say
go.
that the cops want you on a different schedule, like a witness protection situation.
And we can say that you have been ill in the hospital these past few days and that you're finally come to, and that you know your first obvious thing to do would be to call your family, but there are going to be evenings where you won't have to see us and you can spend time with them. There are going to be evenings though when we're going to be owing people some favors that we need you here for, so just be ready for that. We might have to call you at a moment's notice, but the plan, kiddo, is that we'll let you spread your wings and you won't have to fly with us all the time. It's sort of a temporary gig anyway. I mean, we're all friends here, but we don't have to be in the same graduating class, as it were, all the time.
To changes, I'm used to temporary, so it's.
Okay.
But I really appreciate this. Like, truly, I don't. This is really surreal.
Well,
Tell me about it.
what do you think, kiddo? Are we staying in it? Nice to meet you, Lillian Harper. I should go out and shake her hand.
Nice to meet you, Billy.
Well, it's a girl. Mazel tov.
Hey, welcome to the club,
Alright.
Belle.
It is starting to get rather late.
Well, in that case, I think what we need to do is we can pull together another plan tomorrow evening. We'll get sort of stuff squared away. We still have some fish to fry, as it were, with this
Oh
business
boy,
here.
do we.
So if you don't mind being comatose for a little longer, kiddo, we'll settle our affairs here, and then we'll help springboard you into what you need.
Okay. I guess Do any of you know anyone who's good at computers? Maybe they can figure out who's messaging me.
That's something I wanted to see if we could trace that number.
I would, but as soon as I get close,
Is that a condition? Because
kind of with me. I'm not really good in digital photos either. It's really kind of creepy. That's why I don't like my picture around.
It's fucking terrifying. Don't ever look at digital pictures of him.
Yeah.
Nightmare fuel for sure.
But in a world where throwing money at problems often doesn't really fix them, I'm sure this can. So I will give Donovan the name of a reputable but very expensive website where you can pay to have phone numbers reverse looked up, sort of reverse pages, and be like, you see, they tell you that you have a free login, but as soon as you want to actually use it, you got to give them $25 a month. It's a pain in the ass.
That's right.
It's just like Adobe Acrobat. Fuck them. Anyway, so check it out. So I give Donovan the info to get like a month of this stupid service on my card, and then we sign into it and be like, okay, let's do it. And if this doesn't work, if it's possible that this doesn't work, we still have leads with the cops, so we'll figure it out.
It's not a number. It's through her school portal.
School portal.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Unknown. But I have heard of that website. I'm a poor college student. We always share. There's like a group chat. Like,
well, is it like an address school portal like number, or is it like?
It's like she got an IM through Discord, basically.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay.
You'd have to like trace the IP or something.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering if
Okay.
So we don't need somebody who can trace phones. We need a hacker.
And or someone who works at the school who wouldn't either mind some fresh cash lying in their pocket or could owe us a favor. Didn't we meet someone who works at your school at the Twilight Assembly?
Did.
She was
Felix, you went with her.
You went with her.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if
I'm sorry. I was trying to frame it rhetorically.
Because I don't think Lily knew you came with her, just that you knew her.
Yeah, but like, sorry, I was trying to frame it in a way. It's like,
yeah,
you know, Lena.
Yeah,
yeah, it's like, you know, I can try to contact her and be like, which storyteller, which department was she working in, like the registrar's office or a counselor?
She was a guidance counselor.
Guidance counselor, got it.
Well, that's perfect.
Perfect. Well, then I would then probably say we just probably bring her in to this as just, we need this number traced. We don't tell her any other information. She knows that we're investigating the thing, but we can let her, maybe, you know,
Bring
since
the laptop.
but knowing her, the little bit that I do, she's peeved that I opened my mouth at the Twilight Assembly, but two, I'm sure she'd be tickled to death to help us out. So if I frame it to her as, like, we get these messages and they're from the school, is there a way to look it up? Maybe she can fast track that for us.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll sit with Lily for a second. We'll just draft an email with that number, and we'll just send it straight to her actual, like, school email address, not any personal one, but we'll just be like, hi, Ms. Ross. You know,
screenshot kind of.
Yeah, screenshot, and just be like, you know,
I don't know who's messaging me, but it's freaking me out, and
yeah,
but,
like copy the username, all that stuff.
But I mean, she knows who we are. But if it comes from your email address, maybe she'd be inclined to be like, oh, "Okay, I see what's going on." And it's like, "Oh, P.S. Felix says hi."
Yeah,
you know?
that one little bit at the end.
Email her, and you get a response in minutes.
Yeah, we're talking. Oh, she responded.
first thing tomorrow. Do not be late.
We have a date. We're
Okay.
meeting.
Great.
Okay. Where does she want to meet?
It's implied and listed in her email, like her signature, her school signature, in her office.
Her
at
office.
Hagen.
Office hours between blah 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. All right, cool. All right, excellent. So we'll travel down that road here. But
Okay.
okay. Easy enough. I think
Are we safe here? With
Yes.
Adrian
Yes.
wanting.
yeah, we
Yeah.
should be.
What if?
I'll make sure of it.
Don't worry. She knows how to make this shit safe. I think the next step then is we need to get you and Ollie a little pad somewhere that doesn't feel like it's going to fall down at any moment.
Yes.
Somewhere probably close to school, I imagine. Makes sense, right? Student
That would be
living.
the best.
And then we can make that your little home. We'll find something that's been built sometime in this century, and we'll make sure that it's retrofit with blackout curtains and all that shit. And then maybe we can find a way to convince Tiny Oliver that Mama is still fine, even if she smells a little bit different. And then boom, we're back together, lickety split.
If need be, I might be able to figure out if we can do the same thing for Oliver that I did for Luna. If need be.
But we'll try to get you something nice, a single bedroom, no roommate.
Yeah. You're gonna need to be alone. Well, having human roommates make things very complicated.
Yeah. But we'll get into sort of that once we finish this whole business and we get you established. You know, you had to remember some tricks,
Yeah,
right?
let's get her stable first before we start
Yeah.
throwing more shit at her.
But we can get you a new pad. Like I said, that's not a problem for me. So,
What else are you gonna spend his money on?
exactly. Which,
A new shirt.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I kind of like my Salem U fit. That's it's
Nice.
not bad.
It's very dad. It's giving dad.
I'll take it. Huh. I shot something. Something's funny. Donovan. Oh, can I see your knife real quick?
Flip it open. Yeah, sure.
I just sort of look at it and I sort of hold it against like my elbow to see how like generally long it is and how long the blade is. Like, okay. And just hand it back to him. I have an idea.
Ooh, I am excited. Intrigued.
Need to buy some more. Does pepper spray work on? Was it kindred? Is the word?
Storyteller.
I was like, that's a good question. I've never tried.
Technically, yeah.
Oh, just imagine if they had heightened senses and you fucking did
Yeah.
that.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Better yet, you get
Ooh.
doing bear base on these MFers.
Yep.
Melt their eyeballs.
Yeah.
They'll get better.
Yeah.
Give them a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. That seems all doable. So I think we'll.
We
Okay.
barely know each other. You all have done more for me in the past 3 nights than most people I ever known.
Look,
And
we may look. Sure, we may not know you that well, but we all remember what it was like to be you.
Yeah.
You're here.
So here we are.
If I can
Well-
make that process easier for someone else,
I would have
gladly do
killed.
so.
I would have killed. I mean, I guess I eventually got it, but holy shit, it doesn't matter.
Well, you can make it up to us by finishing school and getting good grades so that we can boast about you. And, well, you know, don't think anything of it. Let's make sure we can see all this other shit to the end so that we don't have any other people who feel like they need to be, violent or anything towards you. So let's do that. But,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
but if it would make you feel better, you could crash at one of Donnie's places. You can always come over to my place too if you wanted to switch it up in terms of like moving a bit. They have no reason to believe that you're here, so I would just say you could probably just stay here. But the options are open.
Also,
Hell, we can even put you up in a hotel if we wanted to.
I would also trust Doc with her magic.
This
Yeah.
is also true. She has ways to ward the building, so
Okay, I don't want to overstay my welcome.
It is fine. It is not an issue whatsoever. I have the means to assist. I am happy to share.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're not all very social normally. Like not with each other means, but like kindred, it's kind of lonely sometimes. So any chance we get to sort of have, sleepovers or hangouts or anything like that's usually a good thing. Because
Company.
because at least the three of us, we started over a little fresher than what your plan is. So for us, we didn't have anyone to really chat with, talk to. I mean, we know each other now, but even before we sort of formed this coterie, it was very sort of like, oh yeah, I know them, but not very like hang out, chit chat. There's a lot of time on your hands, so I just like having y'all all around.
I like it. I know I spent a lot of time alone, but I appreciate you. Even though, if I might be frank, you all are terrifying. A lot of times.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
But after the things you've done for me, and I'm very grateful that you are who plucked me from another death.
Yep.
I feel like this might be God or the universe telling me something, because before I would have never thought, and please don't take this the wrong way, but before all this, I don't think our paths would have ever crossed besides Felix and I at church.
Oh, none
Makes
taken.
sense.
I can promise you, if I was still alive, there's no way.
But if there was anything good to come about this, I'm glad that our paths have crossed.
It's worked out so far.
Yeah. And who knows? You may be like the chosen one or something. We don't know what any of. I mean, it's like Eleanor said. We're figuring it out along the way just as much as you are. Sure, we might have a head start on you, but like I didn't really like Donnie and I didn't know like anything about Clans of Meatsy, 48 hours ago. So it's like, so I'm learning just as much as you are. We're just we just happen to know the best places to look currently. But I mean, hell, I'll be excited to see what kind of stuff you can do, with yourself. And like I said, maybe there's a future for you in sort of the political underworld. I don't really love the idea of it, but it is kind of exciting. But it is kind of what it is as folks would say. But I think you'll be all right. Donnie and I are going to get out of here as soon as we close the door. Go ahead and do your thing, and don't try to leave without letting her know, because I don't know if it'll turn you inside out or something. So
Oh, so the
I'm
place
just
is
fucking with you.
closed.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't leave.
Yeah. Not to where would you go? It'll be broad daylight. But
Fair enough.
yeah. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Don't worry. If before we depart, though, let's just agree to, if something is gone completely, like, gone crazy, let's agree to text each other our sort of "I'm not safe" word. So if we need to, we can all reconvene and or come to anyone's aid. I don't know, just to keep it sort of topical. How about Vlad? If someone texts Vlad, then, so if you guys are having any issues, just text us. We'll come, vice versa. So.
All right.
Good idea.
Okay.
Sounds good.
But
Are you gonna be able to text?
Need all your phone numbers.
not well, but there will be an attempt.
Okay.
Do emojis
Yeah, we do
work
the
better
number
for you? Because we can do
exchange.
that.
Oh
Maybe.
gosh, my grandma uses text to speech exclusively.
I think if you get a text from me at all, just take it as we need to go find out what Felix wants. Like, even if you just get a garbled bunch of nonsense, it's never going to be like, hey, check out this sweet, GIF I found. It's going to be, hey, Felix needs to talk, and this is the flare that was shot up in the sky that, gets your attention.
Last resort.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But let's make ourselves scarce, Donovan.
Roger that.
Your rides, for those of you that are riding home, are uneventful. You're preparing yourselves with a comfortable amount of time to get home and prepare for your day rest. Felix, you get home, lock up shop, start up the stairs, and you hear a knock at the door.
I go back down, look through the peephole.
You see a woman. Beautiful, in a low-cut dress. She has I think it's called a boa, wrapped around her arms, standing with perfect posture, waiting for something to happen.
I'm gonna just crack the door open just enough to. I'm trying to put most of my weight behind it so it can't be forced open, but I'll try to crack the door and kind of stick my head at me and be like, well, well, well. What can I do you for in this beautiful morning?
Oh, Detective, it's so good of you to answer. I wondered if you had a moment.
Well, I could spare a few.
Would you be
Come
so
on
good
in.
as to... Thank you so much. You're so kind.
And then open the door and let her in.
She walks in, and you get a little a greater look at her. She has this, like I said, she had like a ridiculously low-cut dress. She is to you as rainwater, moving in a smooth manner, left and right. A large slit goes up to her thigh. She is dressed for a night on the town. The only thing that gives her away to you are those eyes. Demon eyes. Succubus eyes.
Gonna be like,
Sorry?
I was just gonna be like, it's getting close to dawn. What could be worth sneaking out this early or late for?
Time is of the essence, Mr. Devereaux. I'm sure you'd agree. Before I make my case, I am prepared to tell you everything that happened that night on the Monarch. In exchange, you will forget of Representative Roth's dealings aboard it. You and your coterie.
I'd be willing to say that.
She reaches down her dress, and she pulls out a scrap of paper. He had nothing to do with your Redenza Park. She hands you the piece of paper. It's old and tattered. You open it and you don't quite understand it. It's a lot of markings and matrices and circles and things that you might have once seen Eleanor mess with. She mentions, because the spell used at Redenza Park was mine. She reaches and produces a little vial. Many years ago, I devised a solution for the kindred repopulation problem. A very complicated spell. I spent many lifetimes developing it. And I was able to give a kindred of the 13th generation the ability to embrace. Which is not common, I'm sure you know, for someone that young. I took this from the police lockup. It's connected to a lab that they usually test. Some blood taken from the scene. When my spell is active, it leaves behind traces, evidence. And I'm sorry to say that it was found here as well. The Monarch was a means to an end for Adrian. He's been seeking to strengthen his hold in his area for a long time. Invited many other kindred from other walks of life to move in, provide him with more economic stability, more influence, potentially enough to rival the Baron herself. And their servants, the ghouls, were not happy with this development. They had been abused for some time. I suspect they are the ones that blew their masters sky high.
Well, as you know, or may not, I have made it a personal vow of mine to never ghoul another, so I can understand why those in service would be, frankly, ready to sever any and all contact. So I don't pardon the pun, embrace the idea of destroying another, but I completely understand it.
But you see, detective,
Yes.
it was not a vampire that used my spell the other night. A young vampire did not embrace anyone in Redenza. They were ghouls.
That's why there were so many.
I had never dreamed my spell could be used on something not directly tied to Cain, but it has undoubtedly been altered beyond my intentions.
Who would even have the power to do such a thing?
Someone very old. Someone very skilled. I am no Tremere. I have no formal training. My capabilities come from a scientific standpoint from when I was alive. It's not even to say they necessarily secured my research, but they came startlingly close to its effect. Adrian has a record of all of his plans locked safely away on the Monarch. And we noticed a keycard was missing. One of those ghouls might have been planning to return. For reasons I do not know. But something is brewing in Salem, Detective. And I do hope that you figure it out before we're all drawn under.
Why now? Why tell me all this?
It was time. I was planning on telling you this evening to begin with. I made a stop by the precinct earlier this evening in an attempt to show you my own proof. While Baron Corain is skilled and intentions are her own, I do still think it prudent that your coterie is able to thrive, at least for this season. She hands you everything she has, the vial, the piece of paper. And detective, I understand you've died before. I hope you hold on to this one a little longer. And she makes her way out the door.
I'll grab the door open for her and be like,
She, yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen you here, but is it possible for us to contact you again if we need to?
She gets uncomfortably close to you. She leans in, looks like for a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And then she misses and goes for your ear. Check the paper. And then she gives you a wink, and she walks off into the night.
I'm sort of checking all the stuff that she just, threw at me and just be like, woof.
And on the piece of paper is her phone number.
I immediately go upstairs. I lock everything up, make sure everything is, every window is closed and locked, every door is locked. Just pull it all down, baby. Turn on my ADT. And then we're going upstairs to where my living quarters is. I turn all that shit to the lock position, going to a very hokily painted portrait of myself, since I can't take pictures very well, off the wall, setting it down off a really heavy frame, leaning it against the wall, and then opening up my safe. And placing it next to a slightly charred frame of my family, and some cash that's just in there, and some other knickknacks, things that belong to my son, things that belong to Lydia, just some keepsakes, our new evidence, and then taking a look at some of that stuff again. Take a picture out of the safe and look at it and just be like, it wasn't for nothing. Couldn't have been. We'll figure it out. Then put it back in there and take a beat, and then close, lock, spin the dial a few times to randomize it, and then carefully lift and hang that portrait again. Place it back on the wall, and then make sure all the blackout curtains are undrawn back to their or drawn, I guess, to their closed state, and then pull out my little pad of paper, write some stuff, sort of some quick information of what she just said, and then fold it up like as many different times as I can till it's just a little wad of paper, and I'm going to put it in my shoe. Just let it get lost in there, and then just move that somewhere else, inconspicuous. Go into my drawer next to my bed. Make sure that I do indeed have a weapon in there that I would have bought, just a handgun. But don't pull it out, just make sure it's there. Close my drawer back, and then try to find some sleep.
I could not tell you if Salem City is good for me. I could tell you the people I met, the friends I made, the enemies. But I wonder, how do I know I'm growing? And how do I know I'm being destroyed?